Hi, my name is Tony Merrill. I work at Tidewater Community College and I work with the Suffolk Art League, creating and teaching art projects. In this project, we will learn about Aboriginal history, culture, and their unique style of painting. We will learn how these paintings are made and why animals are used in many of the compositions. We will view examples of Australian Aboriginal art as well as animals found in Australia. Then finally, we will create an Aboriginal artwork using the dot painting technique. The Aborigines are the indigenous people in Australia, which means they are the natives of the land. There are many tribes within the Aboriginal culture with over 200 non-written languages. They migrated from Asia about 30,000 years ago. There are 500 to 600 distinctly different tribes of Aboriginal people. All tribes are linked through their strong spiritual beliefs which connect them to the land. Every tribe has a culture of storytelling and similar art techniques. Dreamtime or dreaming is the basis of Aboriginal religion and culture. Aborigines believe that dreamtime as being the beginning that never ended, a continuum of past, present, and future. This is the time when they believe all things are created by mysterious supernatural spirits of their ancestors. The ancestors created sacred sites where the people would perform ritual ceremonies. They believed that their ancestors continue to live on the land and in the sky watching over the people. They learned of their beginnings through folklores and stories passed down through the generations. The tradition of storytelling passes down through their cultural life and history by using songs and dances. Songs tell stories of the dreamtime and other tales of the land, while dances and diagrams drawn in the sand accompany the songs. Their artwork includes sculpture, bark and rock painting, baskets, and beadwork. The music of the Aborigines is recognized for its didgeridoo. Made from bamboo, this wind instrument measures 5 feet long and makes a low vibrating hum. Didgeridoos are used in formal ceremonies, sunsets, and funerals. When an Aboriginal artist tells a traditional or sacred story through their artwork, they must first receive permission from their elders or have had the story passed down through their family. Traditional Aboriginal art is not painted on canvas or boards. This method began about 50 years ago. Paintings were on surfaces such as leaves, wood carving, rock walls, sculpture, ceremonial clothing, and the skin. Archaeologists have dated back some of the Aboriginal rock paintings to 20,000 years, making them the oldest recorded form of art in the world. Today, most tribes are still primitive, which means that they live without everyday conveniences that you and I experience, like television, video games, or even a working bathroom. Here is an image of an Aboriginal artist painting on a canvas with pre-mixed acrylic paint. These paintings consist of basic forms and animals, symbols, landscapes, and figures. This is done by applying dots of color to make the shape and symbol in the design. Each piece of art tells a story, message, spiritual idea, or an experience. Traditional Aboriginal colors include yellow for the sun, brown for the soil, red for the desert, white for the sky and the clouds. The artist starts with a focal point or a main object. They work their way around the focal point, radiating outward from the object. In Australia, most primary schools learn the basics of Aboriginal art. One of the most common Aboriginal art symbols is the U shape, which means person. Where did this meaning come from? The theory behind the U-shape is explained as, in the beginning, artwork mostly took place in the sand. When a person sits in the sand and then stands up, they leave a U-shape imprint. Now that you have learned about the Aborigines, their culture, and how they create their art, you are going to create your own piece of artwork. We will focus on creating paintings with these animals from Australia, much like the Aboriginal people have done for so many years. Step 1, choosing your animal and setting up. Each painting only has one animal and tells a story about an animal as they each have a special meaning within the culture. Choose an animal from the cutouts. Now we will tape the black background onto a larger piece of paper in order to be able to handle the paper while it is wet. This will also create a border. With a glue stick, attach your shape into the background. These few questions that I have will help you decide the types of dotted lines that you will need to tell your story. What is your animal doing in the painting? Where is your animal's surroundings? Is your animal scary, dangerous, or friendly? Does your animal feel happy, sad, peaceful, or scared? Refer to your handout. In this example, the turtle is frightened of a predator that might be chasing and trying to catch him. This is shown with the sharp zigzag lines located at the lower left corner of the page. The zigzag lines appear dangerous. He is swimming away from those lines as fast as he can to shelter, showing motion in the water. The squiggly lines following his legs imitate that rippling water. He's swimming towards a safe place, which is land. The wavy lines on the opposite corner, upper right, can represent sand or land. Think about the kind of lines that you can draw to show action, surroundings, or the mood of your animal. Draw very light chalk guidelines in section areas to fill in with dots. Refer to the earlier questions and answers about your animal. Guidelines will help you with dot placement and will help you tell the story of your painting. May add symbols from the symbols diagram to tell your story. What is your animal doing? In my case, my platypus is swimming. Where is your animal's surroundings? I placed him in the water. Is your animal scary, dangerous, or friendly? I thought I'd make him friendly for this one. Does your animal feel happy, sad, peaceful, or scared? And I chose happy. Step 3, paint. Colors can represent both feelings and objects. So when you are trying to set a mood, think of what the colors will represent. Warm colors, which are reds, orange, and yellows. These colors bring about feelings of excitement, danger, fear, and aggression. Cool colors, blues, violets, and greens, give the feeling of calm, quiet, happy, or peaceful. If it's descriptive of sand, then you might actually choose the color of sand and not the feeling of what you want that sand to represent. Ready, set, dot in Aboriginal style painting. Your first marks will be done with either a stick or cotton swab, depending on the size of your dot. You will dot paint the outline border and the chalked guidelines that you had drawn. Allow a little bit of time for that to dry, and then you can go into the sections and start filling in the marks. So that is how you will proceed to finish your project. You may have to take a couple stops to apply a hair dryer or just let the paint dry. You do not want to run your hand over wet paint and smear the dots.
Bana Nale balik Dari balik Cari makan Dulu je Orang makan Lembana